Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq, with daily insight on the Nasdaq-100 index, or the NDX, which is made up of 100 of the largest domestic and international non-financial innovative companies listed on Nasdaq. The NDX has been the barometer for U.S. large cap growth and also one of the best performing indexes over the last decade and a half, not to mention one of the most liquid index ecosystems in the world. Joining us this Thursday afternoon, we have Chris Dearborn, Managing Director on Nasdaq's Market Intelligence Desk, for an update on technical levels to watch in the Nasdaq-100. And Chris, we met on Monday together. Here we are on this Thursday, and there's been no shortage of some volatility and some pressure on the Nasdaq-100 index. Of course, more hawkish comments coming out of FOMC minutes yesterday were a catalyst for this midweek.
Absolutely, and that's what we talked a little bit about on Monday. Was that, while people are still bullish on stocks, there's some fear here, especially for growth names, which make up a majority of the NDX, is that there's going to be headwinds on valuations once interest rates start to rise. That's going to eat into the profits and potentially impact some of the multiples for the equities. And you've seen that play out here in the first week. It's been a very choppy session, but very interestingly, the NDX is trying to pull a little bit of a bullish intraday move here. And with about 50 minutes left in the markets today, may actually pull it out and finish positive on the day.
And well, speaking of positive on the day, Chris, let's pull up your first chart here. Let's take a look at some fresh technical levels, because you've had to keep kind of evaluating that day to day here.
Absolutely, right. So the index opened around 15,600, hit a high of 15,900 earlier this afternoon, but right after the open, sold off significantly. We got down to 15,600, we'll call it 50. Significant sell-off in the index. Again, that fear factor based off of the minutes yesterday, those hawkish comments. Then the unemployment numbers between the ADP number yesterday and the unemployment, the new claims and continuing claims today, are all back at pre-pandemic levels. That shows that tightening labor market. And then the comments out of the minutes really just showed how hawkish they're looking to be. And just put in perspective before we get into the chart, there's a 65% chance on the Fed fund futures that they're going to raise rates in March. 1 month ago, that was only 25%. So we're looking at least 2, potentially 3 rate hikes this year, and that's going to be a headwind for a lot of these companies, especially those that carry debt and those that carry significant higher multiples on the value versus growth trade. So when you look at the chart, Jill, we hit some nice support and found it today. So support on the intraday stands at about 15,700. Intraday support's a little bit tighter at 15,770. We bounced off of those levels nicely, and you're getting a nice green candle on there. If that level holds on a closing basis, and we again close higher than when we opened, the opening price exactly is 15,608, and right now we're at 15,865. That's a nice move. If that holds up, this is going to turn into a nice green candle. Now we're still in the middle of the chop, and if you look at the bottom of the chart on the relative strength index, it's trending at a 42 right now. Again, not quite oversold territory, but close to that 30 level. So there is a little bit more room for chop. To look for this 15,700 level to hold. Target on this move is the 50-day moving average, which we're looking for support on Monday, which failed on Tuesday and yesterday. And that level is 1615. At the end of the day, the NDX is only 5% off of its all-time highs, and we're only down 4% from the Monday close.
All right, and Chris, to wrap up here, your final chart here, we could take a look at the constituents that are adding to the performance for the index.
Correct. So you've got 75 names that are positive today. That says it all right there. And you've got some other nice names contributing to it. On the detractors, you have Apple, Netflix, Tesla, Amazon, all down, taking off about 30 points. But on the plus side, you've got Facebook or Meta, that's adding 25 points, NVIDIA adding 20 points, PayPal adding 10 points, and new Nasdaq-100 constituent, Palo Alto, after the recent switch to Nasdaq, is a member now. They're up very nice today, up over 6.5%, adding an additional 4 points. So a nice move, broad-based across the markets. We'd like to see it. I think this move has legs to the upside here.
All right, Chris, appreciate the insight as always. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq.